The TMJ Journey, Part 2. Curing TMJ is as reliable as rolling a dice.
Which specialist is right for you?
If the diagnosis is tricky and the source of the pain is difficult, or impossible, to pin down, then
you may as well roll a dice.
What was shocking to me, and it took me quite a while to realize this, was that the experts I was seeing didn't actually know how to remedy TMJ.
To their credit, most of them didn't pretend that they did. But it was so incredibly frustrating. On the one hand, they were honest enough to admit the causes were varied and not properly understood. Yet, on the other hand, they'd recommend a fix that they could do, but which would cost so many dollars, while admitting they couldn't offer any assurance they'd work. I still remember my initial horror at the realization that, effectively, they weren't treating me, they were experimenting on me.
Because each specialist was limited as to what he or she could offer me. They could only recommend something they were capable of doing, not necessarily something that would definitely work.
So that's what they would offer me.
And me?
I had no clue. I was the piggy in the middle being pushed here and there. I just had to cross my fingers and do as I was told. How could I possibly know what was right for me?
Will filing down my teeth work? It's a standard remedy for jaw and tooth pain caused by TMJ.
But it only occasionally helps. If it doesn't work for me, then what? Perhaps a vagus nerve stimulator will do the trick. But maybe I need decompression surgery?
Who knows?
The short answer, it seems, is almost nobody.
The problem is that some of these treatments change you, your teeth or your bite, for example.
And you can't reverse that. And they cost. Wow, do they cost? One of my surgeries was going to cost $7,000.
The doctor admitted there was no certainty it would even work.
And then he asks if I want to go ahead with it. How do I know whether I should go ahead with it? If he's not sure it will work, how do I decide? On the one hand, I am in pain, my health is falling apart. And with it, my life is slipping away. On the other hand, I was nearly out of money. My savings had dwindled very quickly. And I was scared I would finish up with no emergency fund.
No spare cash for something expected later on in life.
I had to give up here. Again, this isn't an unusual situation for sufferers.
Many health insurances simply don't cover this type of work, mine didn't, so TMJ sufferers like me gamble $1,000 on, for example, a mouth splint that in the end may make no difference at all. Days after I realized I could no longer continue with the various treatments, the experiments as I called them, the depression set in. Now without hope, I went back to painkillers, the very painkillers that I had avoided before, in case I became addicted.
But now they were all I could afford.
I could still be in the same situation today, except
I'm not, because one day, everything changed.
I met Christian Goodman in a long line at a drugstore. He was buying toothpaste, I was buying more painkillers.
We got talking.
And I told him about my TMJ. He instantly recognized my story.
It was nothing new to him.
He started to tell me a truly fascinating story. This sounds really odd at first, but there's a fantastic punchline.
Christian had worked for a long time with people who snored a lot. Which was interesting but irrelevant. Or so I thought.
He had developed a set of simple exercises that tackled the root causes of snoring. The exercises worked well and, as a result, many people experienced significant improvements in their sleep.
Their snoring reduced or ended, they stopped disturbing their own sleep. And they were very happy. But something unexpected happened. Something that wasn't meant to happen. Christian received a truly odd email from a lady who was using his snoring exercises. In the email, the lady told Christian that the exercises had not only cured her snoring,
they'd cured her TMJ too. At that time Christian was only vaguely aware of TMJ. But a brief conversation with the lady in question, and a longer chat with a TMJ specialist, helped him quickly work out why this would be possible. Snoring is partly due to tension and muscle tightness in the throat and neck region. TMJ is partly, and I emphasize the word partly, due to very similar causes.
It's not hard to see there could be an overlap between the two conditions.
and Christian's snoring remedy had accidentally started curing TMJ too.
Christian went on to interview a number of TMJ sufferers. He asked them how the pain began. He asked them where they felt it, how they felt it, when they felt it. He asked about how it progressed, which parts of the face hurt most, how it affected their necks and shoulders, when the ringing in the ears began, how it was worsening their eyesight.
He asked and he listened, really carefully, to what they told him. And he realized that TMJ didn't just exist in the jaw and neck area, it existed in the upper body.
There were what doctors refer to as multifactor causes of pain.
In other words, the shoulders, the back, your posture, even the way you breathe, are all causing, contributing to, and then worsening the miserable experience of the average TMJ sufferer. It's in the jaw and neck area that the problems manifest, that's where the pains are often actually felt.
We complain of jaw pain, sore teeth, headaches.
And that's why so many specialists focus on these areas, because that's what the patient complains about.
But they're trying to fix the symptoms. Fixing symptoms leaves the causes in place. Without addressing the causes, you're left forever with the symptoms.
The cause is more complex, more interconnected, more subtle.
If you look away from where the pain is felt, you find yourself looking at where the pain is caused.
Christian interviewed more and more TMJ sufferers.
He listened to what they told him. And he asked specific, direct questions.
He started to uncover things that a dentist or a neurologist simply would never have thought to ask about. He collected, customized and developed more exercises to properly address the root causes of TMJ. He paid attention to the different areas of the body that could contribute to the overall condition of TMJ, and created a simple exercise program that tackled each one of them. He tested the program with dozens of TMJ sufferers. He used their feedback to improve it until he knew that he had the real deal. A TMJ program that tackled the root causes of TMJ. And, yet, like specialists everywhere, Christian admits, I don't know the exact causes of TMJ.
But the combination of potential causes is better known. And if you're tackling them all, then it no longer matters which specific one is doing the damage.
Does it?
Get them all and you've got whichever combination of causes is hurting you. Was this the breakthrough I was searching for? It had lots going for it. Just for starters, Christian Goodman's remedy involves no waiting rooms, clinics or surgeries. No drugs, potions or injections. No measuring, cutting or testing. Not a single minute spent discussing your symptoms with lots of different specialists.
Not a single penny spent trying out appliances, medications, treatments or procedures. Instead, I would practice a simple set of exercises that I could do while watching TV
or reading a book. Exercises so simple that other people won't even know I'm doing them. And they'd take about 3 minutes a day. To be brutally frank, I had nothing to lose.
I'd already wasted so much time, and so many dollars, chasing cures that I was prepared to try anything. This one looked too easy to be true.
But after all I had already been through, I just had to go for it.
And the result? Stay tuned for the TMJ Journey, Part 3.